this is Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting. Thank you for joining me again today. What weird and wonderful times we're living in. Nothing like this has ever happened to any of us before, has it? And I'm afraid I don't have many words of wisdom for you. Just stay strong, stay safe, please stay safe. And hopefully we'll all get through it and be able to have a huge celebration at the other end. And meanwhile, I'm going to try and keep bringing you videos and my blog just to brighten your day a little bit and to distract you a little bit from all the worry and the uncertainty. And today our project is this one. This is made with the Sending Flowers die, which was part of the coordination release and coordinated products release that went with Celebration. So they released a whole load of dies that went with some of the stamp sets for Celebration. But what they also did was release this die set, which actually went with a sentiment set. There was a set of sentiments which this went with, which I don't think I have. Did I? Oh, I did have that one. Let me have a look. I did, but I lost track of the Celebration items I've had. Here we go. This is the set. Sending You Thoughts, and this is called Sending Flowers, and I think this is a great standalone die set. It comes with this big die here and then some smaller dies. So these little flower dies, you can cut these out and they coordinate with the little flowers on here. And then we've got two sentiment labels. This one that's got a scalloped edge, this one that's got a dotty edge and banner edges. Really lovely set. So I made this card. I'm going to try and bring you a couple of other projects because this won't be available after March the 31st. So I thought it's about time I showed you some projects with it to see if I could encourage you to pop it in your basket if that is what you'd like to do. I do appreciate that some of you are in very dire financial times, so please don't think that I'm pushing sales here. Just enjoy the project, like I say. Anyway, so I'm going to show you how to make it. I made mine in Rococo Rose. Love that colour. Lovely pink. I'm going to make the next one in Pill Party. Starting off with a sheet of A4 Pill Party card. I'm going to bring in my trimmer if I can find it. There we go. My craft room, apart from this little bit that you can see, my craft room is such a mess. I'm hiding the rest of it from you. Maybe now that we're quarantined in social isolation, I can get a chance to tidy it up a bit and have a clear out. There we go, there. Right, okay. So I'm going to cut a little bit off the end of this. I'm going to cut this to 28 centimetres. I did write down some of the imperial measurements. Where's my book? Here we go. So we need a card that is 5.5 inches square, basically. So you need to cut it at 11 inches along there because we're going to score. So, and then we're going to cut here at 40. So I did 28 centimetres and now I'm doing 14. And that is going to be scored in half and give us our 14 centimetre square card base. If you're working in imperial, you do it 11 by 5.5 and you score at 5.5. So that's our card base, like so. And we then need to come in with, oh, I should say actually that this project was from a pin on Pinterest. I'm trying to think, I can't think of the designer's name. I think she's an American or an Australian demo. I'm sure she's not a UK demo, but I did pinch this design, so I need to give credit to her. I'll try and look her up and put it on the blog post when I get to it. Right, there's my card blank. I'm then going to take a piece of designer series paper, which is from our family stack. So this is again is Pill Party, and I'm going to cut that down to 13.5. So my card blank was 14, so I'm just cutting this 0.5 centimetre smaller. Oh, that's the scoring blade, that won't cut it. Still making mistakes like that. A rookie mistake, that. 13.5. There we go. And that is going to layer on here like that, except I've cut that wrong somewhere along the line because that's not measuring right. We might have to change the measurements here a bit. Oh, 13.5. Oh goodness, I cut that one at 12.5. Okay, I'm going to carry on because I haven't got another piece of designer series paper handy, but you're going to have to imagine that I didn't miscut that piece of paper. Like so. Just goes to show. So I'm just going to give it a bigger border at the top and the bottom. In my book, there's no mistakes in crafting, just a chance to innovate, she says, hoping that she'll get away with that. No, if I was really good, I could go back and edit that bit out and do it again, but I'm really got very minimal time to get this done today, because I've got 101 other things to do. I run a little business selling greetings cards, and I've got a few orders to get out, and of course everybody always wants that. They order their cards and then they want them yesterday, so I've got a few rush orders to get done today. But I just wanted to do this video because I felt like I hadn't been on video for a few days. Wanted to get this out to you. Right, there we go, a little bit of Tombow on there. And which way am I going to do this? I'm going to do it that way. So I'm going to have a bigger border at the top and the bottom, but I don't mind about that. On yours, the border should be equidistant all the way around. Hey ho, these things happen. Right, okay, now the die cut. Let's just take this out of the way for a minute. We're going to need it again in a sec. The die cut, the die that I didn't show you is this big one here. And I've already cut it out of my cardstock, and I just wanted to show you, so I hadn't removed it, so I'm going to remove the die. This is the die. It's absolutely lovely. I love it, and it's not going to be part of current stock soon, so it means not that I can't still use it, but if I promote it and nobody can buy it, they get a bit cross. So, and there'll also be lots of other lovely new stuff coming out soon anyway, so. But I do love this die, and I haven't used it nearly enough as I should have done. Right, so I'm just going to poke out the extra little bits with my tweezers. You can use a pokey tool, you could use a cocktail stick, you could use a toothpick, you could use your die brush. Doesn't really matter what you use, but just poke out all the extra little bits of that die. There we go, get rid of all those bits. Right, and now we're going to have to cut this down to go on our page. So what you need to do is to measure. I used a ruler and a pencil, and I measured 1 of 3. Well, actually, I'm going to do it in this bit in Imperial. Measure 3/4 of an inch, because that's where we need to cut. And I hope this is still going to work with my smaller piece of DSP. What a fool! I knew I would make a mistake today, because I knew I was going to have to do this in a real rush and come on camera before I was quite ready. More haste, less speed, as they say. Right, there we go. So measure 3/4 of an edge from the edge of the circle to the outside, and then we're going to trim that off, and I can use my little trimmer for this. Yay! My fave trimmer. So if this doesn't, oh, I bent one of the flowers over here. Be careful with them, because they are on very thin little stems. So there we go. Can't remember what I was going to say now. There we go. I will try and bring you another couple of projects. I've got a couple of cute ideas for this die, so I will try and bring another couple of projects to you before it retires. Like I say, you only have until the 31st of March if you did want to get your hands on it. There we go. Oh, I might just trim that a little bit more and get rid of that pencil mark. And then here, so I'm just cutting in line with my pencil marks that I marked, so it gives me a nice square. There we go. And now what you'll have to remember, oh, now this is going to fit almost exactly on my DSP. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do, improvise on the spot. I'm going to cut a little bit more off the top and the bottom so that I still have a DSP border. It won't matter, she says. Cut about 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 centimetre off the top and the bottom so that I still get a border. You do get warts and all on my videos, I have to say, but hopefully I can show you how you can save things if you make a mistake. There we go. That's going to be perfect. Don't mind that at all. There. I've rescued it. Excellent. Right, okay, so now we need a little bit of Tombow again. Oh, before we do, might just want to pull up these little tabs here, because that gives a bit of dimension. So you just need to go round and pull these tabs up like so. It'll take a bit of time to go all the way around, but let's pursue it. Don't have to worry about timing quite so much now that I'm filming on my phone rather than my camera. Used to have a time limit on my camera, which some of you found quite amusing, especially when it got cut off. I got cut off at the hours, still be in mid-sentence, and the camera would just cut off. but my phone doesn't have any such sensitivity, so I can talk as long as I like and do as there we go. Right, and you can listen to my drivel. Right, there we go. So now I'm going to go round the edge. Oh gosh, that's a bit, that must be very wet in there. Let me find something to dab that with. I have my Tombow sitting in a pot with a bit of damp cotton wool in the bottom, and I just topped it up with water, so it's very, 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 very damp, that tissue, that cotton wool. So that's why my Tombow came out all runny, and it just, the dampness just stops it sealing up, so that your glue is always facing downwards where you need it, and it stops it drying out. But that was a bit too wet. I've forgotten I'd just topped that up. Right, and then I'm just going to do a daub on each of the flowers to make sure that they stick down, and a little bit on some of the leaves, and that should be enough to just hold it in place. Some of the stems, some of the leaves, like so. Let's hope that's going to work. Of course, if a video does go completely wrong, I have been known to stop and start completely again, and you wouldn't ever see that, but not today. You're seeing all the warts and all today. There we go. Oh, isn't it pretty with the pill party? It's very fresh and clean looking. Nice. Just bring them up a bit, these little tabs. Okay, press down the flowers, make sure they're all stuck. Now the next thing I did was I did 3 little butterflies, and I took a stamp from Butterfly Gala, and I've actually been really brave with my Butterfly Gala stamp set, and I've cut some apart. So this big butterfly here, I've cut apart from its little butterfly so I can use them separately. So that's the one I'm going to use today, because I only want the little butterfly. So I've got it mounted here on a block. I've got a bit of Whisper White, and I've got my pill party pad. You would laugh if you could see the rest of my desk. Honestly, I've got piles of rubbish piled up either side, and just this little clearing in the middle to do this video with you. You'd think that being at home I'd have loads more time. I seem to have even less. So many things to get done. I've got such a long to-do list. It would be so nice to get some of them ticked off. So anyway, I'm coming in with my Butterfly Gala stamp punch. I'm going to punch these 2 out and then stamp another one. So line it up. Oh, not quite. And punch. And line it up. And punch. There we go. And I just need one more. And punch. And while I've got my stamp set out, I am just going to do my greeting. I'm going to use a different greeting on this one. I'm going to use the thank you from the little ladybird set, little ladybug set, which is this set. I've used this thank you quite a lot, and the happy birthday actually, and I'm going to use that today. So I'm going to stamp that in Whisper White. And then I'm just looking around to find my, oh there it is. I wanted to use my label punch to do this. Actually, let's do this up here. There we go. And then I'm going to use, I think it's called Classic Label, is it? One with the 2 pointy ends. This one, which is very useful. On my other one, I'll show you in a sec what I did. This one I'm doing slightly differently. It's nice to change it up and use some different products, but if you've only got one product, you could use that just as well. I'm doing a thank you for this card. This one I did You've Been on My Mind, which is from the Butterfly Gala set, and this is because I'm going to send this to my mum, who is in a care home, and we haven't been allowed to visit her for the last week. She only went in December when my dad died, and she's not really settled very well. She has dementia. And now it's just awful because none of us can visit because the home's been locked down. And I heard the other day we can't even send her flowers because they're quarantining all deliveries for at least 3 days. If we send her flowers, they're going to sit in some sort of warehouse somewhere for 3 days and probably die. So I can't even send her any flowers, which is a shame. Right, so my thank you's going up there. On this one, I used the scallop edge die that I was showing you before, and because it was a little bit long, I just cut the ends off which I think looks fine. So all we need to do now, I've just put some Tombow on a lid there while I was rambling away. Let's find some dimensionals first. Here we go. Right, okay. Right, so when I did the other one, I cut a strip from the side of the dimensionals so that I could have a long, thin dimensional. So I'm going to cut off the rest of that and use that on here. It might be a bit too long, just a little bit too long. Cut a little bit off. So don't forget, use all the dimensionals, not just the hexagonal ones. You can use the whole sheet. Get your money's worth from it. Right, there we go. So that thank you is going up there. And then I'm just going to place 3 little self-coloured butterflies, same colour as the card, around, and then we're done. So I'm going to put one up in that corner. I'm going to put one, press some of these down, they seem to be coming up. One over here. And one down here somewhere, I think. And we are done. There we go. There, that's my little thank you card. And I've got lots of people to send thank you cards at the minute, people that have been helping out. And I want to show some gratitude too. I think the nicest thing about this crisis is that we are all coming together as communities. And there's the pink one. You can see it's slightly different because I miscut my cardstock, but it's still very nice, I think, and I love it. So hope you like that project. Hope you like this die. Like I say, I'll be back with some other projects using it quite soon. Maybe you've got something else in your stash that you could do a similar card with. Or if you did want that die, remember it's only available until the 31st, which is next Tuesday, the week today. Right, anyway, that's it from me today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please stay safe. Please know that we're all thinking about each other and somehow we will all come through this. But that's it from me today. Have a lovely day if you can. And I'll see you soon. Bye.